Welcome to Stationery by Justine. On this channel, I hope to inspire you to create something beautiful. If you like what you see, please like the video and consider subscribing for future videos. I am a Spellbinders influencer, so some of the products that I show in my videos are sent to me. If you're interested in anything that I'm showing, I will have products linked in the description, and I do have some cards available on my Etsy shop. Let's get into today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you 16 cards using the Stitched Hello die, and that is the die of the month from Spellbinders for 2022 for May. So just to jump right in, I have already started working on this card. I did want to almost complete it for this video just to show you the 4 different ways that I stitch. So I chose the flower and the blooming area, and then the little flower and the stems. If you're interested in other stitching videos, I do have a video featuring the stitched thanks. That's very similar to this video because it shows kind of how I start a stitching project as opposed to starting it nearly finished for this video. So I just have my thread off to the side. All of my embroidery floss is 6 stranded, so I go ahead and separate it into 3s just because Spellbinders recommends you separate your floss from either 3 or 2 strands just so it works nicely on the die. And speaking of needles, I just happen to have embroidery needles in my sewing box that I keep at home, so if you don't have any needles, they do sell some on the Spellbinders website for under $2 or $3, so it's very reasonable. Otherwise, just needles from a craft store will do as well. Now here I am going to start this flower. So I hide my tail in other sections of my project. So I first let it go, but here I'm going to try again, and I just kind of stitch it through. There's really no rhyme or reason. I just make sure that somehow it is stuck in my stitching and it's not going to go anywhere. And then I start going through the outside of the flower and then through the center. So I usually flip and stitch my project with the front facing me and flip my project as I go. And just to make sure that my thread doesn't get caught around my die like that, I sometimes will have to go back, but just so it doesn't get caught around my die, I usually have the section that I am stitching closest to my hand that I'm holding the needle. So if I was stitching on the left, that thread would get caught around my die quite a bit, and I suppose you could do it, but it definitely does take way more time. So again, go from the outside to the inside. And I'll just speed up this process to finish up my flower. I really love this die, and I've made so many cards with it already. In this video, I will show you 16 of them, and I will have another video featuring this die where I don't use the main die from the set. I use the small ones that are by the right in the middle there. So it's showing the blooming and the leaf, and those are kind of fun, different cards, but still really beautiful. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out on my channel. Now that I'm finished with this flower, I just kind of tuck in the end, and I'm going to start the yellow. Now with this yellow, this is the little flower, and it definitely looks a little small to me when I am finished stitching. So I am going to go around this little flower 2 times with my thread. And again, I'm using 3 strands, so technically maybe you could use 6 strands and go around once, but I guess if you try that let me know how that works. Maybe we'll try that on a different project. But I don't go around twice on every area, but just with these little flowers, I just feel like it looks a little more full. And I believe that this is the same design, the same little flower that is on the stitched oval. It might have a couple more holes now that I think about it, but it's very similar to the big one and the stitched oval. So just go from the center to the outside, outside to the center, over and over. Pretty simple. I'm pretty new here on YouTube, so if you're brand new to this video, welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here watching this video because I love sharing my projects with anyone. And I do have a Facebook group that is run by myself and a few other people that is geared towards the Spellbinders monthly subscription items. So it's basically just inspiration like this on there, and people put pictures on and videos or just share some of their ideas that they've done. So if you're interested in joining that group, there's a link in the description of the video. And it's a pretty fun place. There's a lot of inspiration and it's very positive, so I love it. So if you're wanting to join that, go ahead and click the link. So here I am going to start this stem area. Now I start on the back and I leave quite a long tail there, and I'm going to go in every other hole and create the stem. I'm doing this because I want my needle to go up through the stem, join that purple flower, and then come all the way down. So now that I've got to the flower, now I'm going to go down through and cover up any white stem area. And I will find my needle back to where I started. And then I am going to see if my string will go to the next hole without cutting. And this time it will. And I will do this sometimes on projects if I don't feel like cutting the string and trying again, or if I just think that it will reach, I will do that, and it seems to work out pretty well. And when you glue it onto the card, you don't see it, so that's what I do sometimes. Then, since that second stem is done and there's no more teal projects or teal areas on this project, I'm going to now take my thread and kind of make its way down back to a good spot where I can connect it with the other tail. I don't always stitch at my desk, but I do appreciate having that magnet for that needle handy. In my embroidery floss container holder, I do have a magnet that I've glued on for needle storage, just because I tend to lose things and needles are really sharp, so I appreciate the magnet. And after a while, I decide that I'm not going to tie this because it's just too much. So I'm using some tape, and this is the double-sided tape from a leftover card kit of the month. And it does the job, so ta-da! And I'll trim off the edges. And then I will start my purple bloom. Now, if you can see, I did have a light color on the outside and a dark purple on the inside. So you don't have to change colors like I did on this project. I don't do it for everyone. I just thought that this would be kind of a fun way to add a pop of purple into the cards. I've been really into purple lately. I don't know why, but I like it. So here I'm hiding my tail on the flower next to the bloom. And I did not start at the first one because the third one there was the closest to that flower. So that's where I started, finished the first two, and I just kept going. Now, I haven't sped up that part at all. I just kind of go fast. It looks really fast watching it on the video, but there's that. And now I'm going to kind of do my string lining up again, and it looks like that third hole is the perfect one to go in. So I start there on this side, and I go ahead and finish those first two, and then go back to the rest of the stitch. And before you know it, the light purple will be all done. Like so. Then I'm going to use a little piece of tape again and trim it. I think my mindset for the whole tape thing, instead of hiding the tails for this video, was just to make it quick on camera and to show different ways of finishing it off. So there you have it. Now for the dark purple, I'm hiding the tail into the first light purple, and I will finish the stitching with the dark purple. Sorry if you hear the train. I don't live that close to a train, or train tracks, but the microphone picks up everything. So it won't be too loud, I promise. All right, now I am finished with stitching for the whole card. Yay. Then I will trim off the edge, and now it's time to glue on the letters. I went ahead and die cut the letters in a black cardstock, and I chose black because I think the white and the black really pop nicely together, and I like the way it looked. I'm using the art glitter glue because I'm almost out of it, and I figured I should use up the bottle before it dries inside. Recently, I love using embossing folders. I don't know why. I haven't really gotten into it before. I've had them, and I just kind of didn't really reach for them, but I think that an embossing folder behind a stitched card is just beautiful. So I'm using this one. This is from Simon Says Stamp. I could not find a link to it, but it was from a card kit of the month from last year at some point. This one is just a floral one, and I thought it would look nice with all of the flower elements to the stitching. Now I'm going to take my liquid adhesive glue, again it's the art glitter glue, and glue on first all of the areas where there is stitching, and then focus on the white space in the middle. And at that point, if there's any little tails of string hanging out, I will kind of squish them down with my glue before pressing it down to the card. And this teal cardstock is from Stamping Up. I don't know the name of it. My mom used to be really involved in it like 15 years ago, and she recently just gave me a lot of her cardstock, and it's from Stampin' Up. And the reason why I'm putting so much glue on the back of this is there's not a flat surface on the cardstock anymore. It's a raised surface. So putting a lot of little dots on, I find, helps it stick a little bit better. Next, I'm going to add some little pearl embellishments that I think are really cute, and I found them off of Amazon probably a year ago. They probably are still there. I think they might be advertised as nail art. I'm not sure, but you can find really cute embellishments for pretty reasonably priced like this that aren't with adhesive on the back already, or you can find some with adhesive on the back. So I put one dot on all of the orange flowers and 3 smaller pearls on the purple flowers. So now that this card is finished, I'm going to show you all of the cards that I have made so far with the full stitching die. And I'm sure I'll be working on more, but I have to finish this video at some point, so I'm sticking with 16. So there's 1 and 2. I love the white letters on the black background. I think it looks so bold. And the next one, kind of was thinking summery watermelon. I don't know. It works for me. I did use a scrap there for the letters from a Card Kit of the Month scrap. And I hope to do that with more cards. I know I have quite a few scrap papers of pattern paper that I find really pretty, but I haven't used yet, so maybe I'll use more of those with cards like this. We will see. You'll notice that most of these cards have a embossing detail on the back of them, just for dimension and texture. So there's all sorts of different ones. That pink one there that I am showing is the embossing folder from April 2022, kind of that sun rays die. So there's so many things you can do with just one die like this. It's pretty amazing. So you'll have to let me know what is your favorite card that I show on this video, and let me know by telling me the colors, because it's really hard to pick personally. I think it is, but I don't know. I really like this one, and then the one underneath this one where I'm going to put it, because I like the black background with the white letters, but I don't know. They're all really pretty. I don't know. This was my first one that I made, and I didn't glue down behind the stitched flowers, and it just kind of raised a little bit more. This one I was thinking more fall. I'm not sure why, because we haven't even got to summer yet, but day by day. This one I used the gold mirrored cardstock, and I think I just used regular blue cardstock for the regular blue cardstock letters there. This one I used the gold thread, the gold embossing thread, and I think it just kind of adds a little extra sparkle. There's something about the white letters on a darker color cardstock that I just gravitate to. I don't know. Once again, you'll have to let me know which one's your favorite, since there's so many of them. So if you're interested in the next video, I just kind of peeped those 3 there, but there's another video coming with 3 more cards using the Stitched Hello die. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know which card is your favorite in the comments below. Bye!